Patria is actually quite an old company. We celebrated our 100 years anniversary a couple of years ago. So we've been around for a while. Obviously, initially focused mainly on Finland, because that's our origin, but gradually expanding also on the international market. So we have grown quite a lot in many countries, mainly in Europe, in the last 2 or 3 decades. So, and our efforts here in Latvia is a natural part of that as well. It was actually very good timing, because at the time Finland was looking at procuring new 6-wheeled armored vehicles, and we're looking for partners because we saw, or the government of Finland saw an advantage of having several countries coming together and cooperate around a new vehicle instead of every country sort of defining their own vehicles. And that's how we found Latvia and a common interest with the Latvian defense forces. It's very good. It's actually one of the best we're having. Latvia is a very easy country to work with, and it might have to do something with the size, because the ways of decision making is pretty short and pretty fast. So that is, of course, very good for us. We immediately get answers to our questions, and we also get, we have been able to reach also the cooperation and the contracts that were needed to make this happen. Our company, like all other companies, whether they are in defense industry or in other industries, need, of course, to have a contingency plan for in the case that some of our manufacturing capabilities, for instance, will not be if we are not able to use that in some areas. So the fact that we have now established this new facility here in Latvia is, of course, giving us more redundancy in terms of production. So it fits very well into that picture. Of course, what we have done now, and that is part of the wish of the Latvian customer, that we will be part of the security of supply of these vehicles in Latvia. And that could mean the manufacturing, but it could also mean the maintenance and the potential upgrades of the vehicles. And in order to have that capability, of course, having a facility which we opened here in Valmiera in May is a very good start. Things are extremely good at the moment. I mean, many defense companies are of course having very busy times right now because of the situation in the world, and we have gone through an enormous growth in our company as well. So the question is, will that continue? And we are quite humble in looking at the future in that sense, because we know that there is a peak now because of the Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. So, and we don't really know how long that peak will last. But of course, what we are looking at is to look beyond the actual deliveries of the vehicles. So in our strategy, and it's actually been part of the Patria strategy for many years, for decades, is that we are looking at the sustainable business, which is the maintenance, repair and overhaul of these vehicles. So that's sort of the strategy we are having for a little more longer term. And I think Latvia is very well prepared to be a very good supplier of defense equipment in the future. I mean, you have a tradition to build on. You have an industrial tradition here, but even more important, you have the political will to build this industry. And looking at the experience we have had so far of our facility in Valmiera, it's been extremely good. Don't tell anyone, but it's even better than we are having in Finland. So I think you have the best conditions for being a very successful or building a very successful defense industry here in Latvia.